Today's episode of iDevice Help is brought to you by Cell Cashier. Cell Cashier compares iPhone prices on the internet to give you the quickest quote and most cash for your iPhone. It is simply the fastest and most secure way to sell your iPhone. What's up guys, iDevice Help here. Today in this video I'm going to be showing you guys some of my favorite features about the new camera application in iOS 8 and also some of the new features in the Photos application in iOS 8. So let's go ahead and begin. Alright, so first let's jump into the Cameras application and talk about some of the new features available in the Cameras app. Now slow motion was available in iOS 7, but in iOS 8, if you have the supported device, you can shoot slow motion in 120 frames per second or 240 frames per second. Again, if your device supports this feature. Now also in time-lapse, it's very simple to utilize time-lapse. You can simply just tap and it'll start recording, and you can record up to 30 minutes, an hour, and it'll make it a short clip. And I'll give you guys a quick example of what time-lapse can do. I'm sure you guys have seen a ton of time-lapse videos online, but let me go here into my folders in time-lapse. Here's what time-lapse can do. Here's a video of the sunset that I recorded not too long ago, and as you can see there, the time goes by really quick and the sun's kind of setting rather quickly. Now another cool feature in the Cameras app in iOS 8, you can now adjust the focus manually. For example, I have this iPhone sitting here. I can go ahead and tap and hold. I'll go ahead and adjust the exposure by swiping down. I can let less light into the lens. And also I can swipe up to let more light into the lens. As you can see there now, you can adjust the exposure as you wish. Now another cool feature in the Cameras application, up top here you have a timer where you can set to 3 seconds or 10 seconds. This is really useful if you're going to take pictures with family or even self-portraits. It works with both cameras, the front and rear facing camera. You can go ahead and set 3 seconds. Once you hit the shutter button, it'll count down 1, 2, 3, and it'll take 10 pictures. You can go ahead and decide which picture you like the most. And again, you can also do the 10 seconds and it'll do the same thing. It'll count down 10 seconds and it'll take 10 pictures. So you can go ahead and choose the best image. Now also in the Photos app, you can tap and hold on the shutter and it'll take the burst mode. It'll take pictures until you take your finger off the shutter, and it works with the front facing camera and the rear facing camera as well. Alright, so now let's take a look at the Photos application. There's tons of new features available in the Photos application. First, you can go ahead and hit the edit, and let's talk about some of these new features. You have the crop option, the filters, and other settings that we can adjust to our likings. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start with the cropping option here. And as you can see here, I can simply go ahead and crop a photo. I can also go ahead and rotate the image. If the image is not straight, I can go ahead and rotate it and make it straight. Also change the aspect ratio from original to 16:9. I can go ahead and change the size of the image if I wish to do so, as you can see there. Now up at the top you also have the color enhancement tool, and also on the top left you have the red eye removal tool as well. Now also we can jump into the filters. We have all the same filters that we had available in iOS 7. Now there's other adjustments you can make by tapping on this icon here, and you can go ahead and adjust the brightness, the light of the actual photo. You can go ahead and move this bar up and down. It'll get darker or lighter, or you can tap here and go ahead and adjust all the different settings separately. For example, you can go ahead and hit the shadows. You go ahead and adjust the shadow on the image by itself, or you can go back and adjust, I don't know, the exposure. You can also adjust the exposure by itself, and then you can also mess around with the color itself. You can go ahead and bring the colors up or back. You can also manage saturation, cast, and all that good stuff. Now also the black and white balance is also available. You can go ahead and remove or add black and white. You can go ahead and also adjust all these settings individually as well. You can go ahead and adjust certain types of settings just like so. Let me go ahead and remove this. And then if you don't like the results and you don't remember what your image used to look like, you can always hit revert, and it'll revert it back to the original image. Now inside the Photos app, there's actually a brand new feature that I find very helpful, and that is if you select an image and you end up deleting it, it'll actually still be on your device. If you go to the albums section and you tap onto your albums, you can see here recently deleted photos. All your recently deleted photos will be in this section here, and they'll stay there for 30 days. And you can go ahead and return the image back if you accidentally deleted it. Now if you delete it from this section here, then it will permanently be deleted. But I found this feature very helpful. Sometimes I end up deleting pictures that I don't intend to delete. Now you can also go ahead and tap and hold on one of the images, and it'll give you an option here to hide photos. You can now hide photos in the general cameras folder. Now it'll hide it from your general cameras folder, but it will still be in your album section under the hidden section here. As you can see there, I can go ahead and bring it back if I wish to do so by tapping and holding and hit unhide, and it'll bring it back to my main camera folder. Now this is useful if you're sharing pictures from your main camera folder. You can go ahead and hide some images that you might not want to share. They'll still be on your device, they'll still be accessible, but they'll be on a separate folder. Now also you have the search option here where you can tap and search through date or event. If you have events, you can tap and search through date or events. That way you can find all your pictures easier. Now also, if you take a look under each picture, you have a heart at the bottom. If you tap on that heart, it'll automatically add the picture to a favorites folder, which you can find here under your albums. As you can see there, my favorite folders has 2 pictures. I can go ahead and look through any picture I like and tap on this heart and it'll automatically add it to the favorites folder. That's a new addition to the Photos app. And of course you have your sharing options where you can tap an image, and down here you have the sharing option where you can tap and share it through all these messages, emails, Twitter, and even more options if you add third-party applications. Now you also have all other options down here you can use as wallpaper, print, display or AirPlay, and also slideshow, and many more options in sharing, including AirDrop with other iOS devices. If you go into settings, photos, and camera, you have all these new set of options right here. Photo library, this one's in beta, will automatically upload all your photos to your iCloud photo library if you have that switched on. Now my photo stream will automatically share all your photos with all your iOS devices that are logged in with the same Apple ID. So if you have 2 iPhones, all the pictures you take on this iPhone will show on the other iPhone. Now also, upload burst mode. I already demonstrated the burst mode. That means if you tap on the shutter, it'll take like 10 pictures until you take the finger off the shutter. That is the burst mode. It will upload those as well if you switch that to on. And iCloud photo sharing, if you create albums, you can share their albums through iCloud or iCloud Drive with other iOS users or iOS devices that you have logged into as well. Also, you have the summary photos, which is the entire summary and collection. You also have the slideshow sections in here and shuffle. And now another option down here says keep normal photos. Usually the iPhone will keep the HDR photo, the high dynamic range photo, but if you switch that on, it will save 2 pictures every time you take one, so you can choose between the regular normal photo or the HDR photo. Now this camera option here, the grid or video capturing at 60 frames per second, is only for the iPhone 6 or 6 Plus. If we jump back into the cameras option, you can see we have a grid here to align images better, and now we have a new button here for the video to shoot video at 60 or 30 frames per second. So that about brings an end to this video on some of the new features available in the Photos and Cameras application for iOS 8. Some of the features are only available for iPhone 6 and 6 Plus, but most of them are available for most devices. So make sure you thumbs up this video if you found it helpful. And before we get out of here, let's go ahead and take one last look at our sponsor. So today's sponsor is Cell Cashier. Cell Cashier offers you the most cash for your iPhones. They also purchase iPhones from all major US carriers. Now they don't purchase iPhones with iCloud locks or water damaged devices, but it's the safest and most reliable place to sell your iPhones. They compare prices with other competing websites to offer you the most cash for your iPhone. So for more information on Cell Cashier, please read the video description down below. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.